Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Next Issue podcast on a special live where we're going to be talking about WrestleMania Night 1 as well as some predictions for Night 2. We got a lot to cover, so Jeff's here joining me. Um, we enjoy wrestling, so we
I love it. Love it.
we want to do a little bit of that. Yeah, it's fun. It's really I think WrestleMania is one of those events that like it really builds up. The atmosphere is really there. People just get excited. So let's get into it.
I'll say this right off the bat. Nobody is better at making like a video package to get you amped up
Oh yeah.
than the WWE. Like, I was watching that and I was like, I always watch like the Super Bowl every year too, and they always have video packages with that. And I'm just like, I feel like the WWEs are almost a little bit better than the NFLs when they're like, look at all this stuff, look at all these storylines and
Yeah.
things that we're going to show you. I love their packages.
Yeah, and I mean it really helps that they have so much um footage of everything, right? Because it's like a weekly
Mm-hmm.
thing, sometimes twice a week for some stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. I want to get into what it was. I guess give me your thoughts overall for the night. Like what did you think of night one?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great set of matches. The match, not I feel like not everything quite lived up to the hype that I was kind of hoping for.
Mhm.
Um, but overall, I thought it was a really solid night one.
Agreed.
Uh, nothing totally, no huge surprises, I would say. Um,
Um I think I have maybe one thing, but yeah, you're right. I think overall everything kind of went how we would expect it to go. So
yeah. You just want to start at the top of the show and just like
yeah,
go
let's go
match by
through it.
match.
First up, Rhea versus Becky. They kicked off the show for the what is it? The women's heavyweight
Women's champ.
champion, women's world
Yeah.
champion. Yeah, I mean, I've been building up to this match in my head for a while. These are two of my favorites. So them
This
going
match
head to head.
Yeah, this match was great. I thought it started off like I don't want to say slow, but methodical, I guess is
Mhm.
really the like it was, very like paced, pretty methodically. But as the match wore on, like it just became kind of this brutal fight. I saw
Yeah,
somebody tweet that the fishnets were doing all the heavy lifting in the
they really were.
in the thing. You really have to be careful with some of those camera angles. But I thought it was a fantastic match. I love that Rhea retained. I think she's amazing. She is. I feel like she did a
She's
little bit of
so
a. I love the extensions in her hair. Also, like
yeah. I
almost felt
think
like she was doing some like light China cosplay a little bit with the hair extensions, maybe.
yeah, no, I can see that. I think throughout the weekend that was something that kind of really was building up to. Like I think they they got a different look, and it's really interesting to see because one of the first things that Michael Cole said, Becky had strep throat throughout the week, and
Mm-hmm.
then Rhea, we know she's been like nursing that wrist injury, right? So like immediately right off the bat, this like they are both coming in at this like really like with an issue that can be exploited.
Yeah,
Um,
it also gave me like, as a viewer, like when Michael Cole said that, it kind of gave coverage because if you're a wrestling fan, you know how wrestling works. If somebody is like when somebody loses clean, like or not
yeah,
clean, but sometimes they have to have like a little like, oh, because of XYZ to kind of give them protection,
yep,
uh, for the loss. So I'm like they both get protected in a way because Becky had strep throat and Rhea has her wrist thing that could be exploited. So
yeah.
it kind of led credence to like I don't know who's going to win this match. Both of them could, but I'm glad
Same.
it turned out the way it did.
Let me tell you, before we get into the result, like I really like both of their entrances. Like they both very much came out. Like one of the things I look forward to the most for WrestleMania is their entrances. Right, everybody's
Yeah,
entrance usually gets dialed up. I feel like this one, not everybody got one, but we'll talk about that in like as we go through the matches. But Becky obviously incorporating her book and
Yeah. Hmm.
the like some of the passages that she was. It's just such a good, clever move. Like, oh, if you're watching WrestleMania and didn't know Becky had just put out a book, there's the book, but also
Yeah.
really
She's
built.
literally wearing it.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good like outfit choice. Although I think the little whatever train of like dress she had on, like it was kind of getting in the way of her getting on top of the ropes as she
Yeah.
came into the
Hmm.
ring. And then Rhea coming out with one of her favorite bands. I think it's called, what is it called? Motion
I
and
don't.
it's MIW, motionless in something. Because she even had it on her instead of the D plus M on her
Yeah.
cheek, she had the initials of the band. So that was cool. Yeah, it was a great presentation for both of them. Really tough match. I will say I had Becky winning. I thought Becky was gonna pull it off in the reign of Rhea, which will kind of lead to the downfall of the Judgment Day after they all kind of come out losing out of WrestleMania. Um, what did you think?
I love the match. I did think Rhea was gonna win. I feel like this new Triple H era has like we're not gonna see a lot of title swaps, a lot of title changes.
Hmm.
Gunther and Roman, even Logan's had his U.S. title for a while. It seems like all these titles have been on their people for quite a bit now,
Yeah,
for a while. So I think uh, I kind of expected, I hoped and I expected Rhea to win. I thought going forward initially that maybe we'd see like a Becky heel turn at some point. Now I kind of wonder, depending on how tonight goes, if maybe we're not just going to see both Seth and Becky maybe take a little family break since they're married and have a kid
yeah.
after this. Just kind of like both of them take some time off to kind of go be a family for a bit.
Well, one
Um,
thing that kind of really, and one of the reasons I was like, once she lost, I saw online something like rumors of Becky retiring. I was like, oh, what? No, like, I mean, I was like, if by losing, there's like definitely something that she could maybe, like you said, be written off for a little while, which
yeah.
is wild.
Well, she hasn't. I think I was watching what's I forget what the YouTube
Oh,
channel, but they're like
motionless
she's
in
not
white. Thanks to
motionless in white.
Sebastian in the chat. Yeah,
Uh, that she's still not signed for her next contract. She's like her
right,
next contract is up and she hasn't signed yet. And I'm sure she's gonna like she's already made public statements that she's not looking to go anywhere else or whatever. That
right.
I'm sure it'll get done. But I would imagine with the book stuff, maybe she wants to go on a little bit more of an elaborate book
Yeah,
tour kind of thing. Maybe she'll just take some time off and go do that.
yeah. Hang out with
Because
Rue. I
they
do.
also have like I mean, you have just such a flooded market right now with wrestlers. Like I kind of like them when they kind of go away for a little bit and
Yeah,
just like like and then
cycle in
come
and out.
back and yeah, Charlotte might be ready to come back soon. I don't know what the status of some of the other wrestlers that are out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that it's a good time to build up some new opponents. We might have some NXT call-ups. I think Lyra Valkyria lost yesterday her title, so maybe she's ready to come
Mhm.
up, and she's kind of like Becky's mentee. So like maybe she could come after Rhea for like maybe
Yeah, you
build
still got
that.
live out there with her
Liv still out
storyline.
hanging, yeah. So that'll be
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Cool.
So
Okay. Yeah, let's move on because we got a night packed full of stuff. Plus, we want to go over the prediction for next one. So next up, we have the 6-pack ladder match for the tag team titles, which I think as soon as they stipulated that you had to retrieve both titles for the match to end, that was kind of like, oh, by the way, we're splitting up the
we're
titles,
splitting them
right?
again. Yeah.
Yeah, which it's a
Yeah.
good way to do it. That's a smart way to do it. So we have,
And I'm glad they're splitting them up again. It's nice.
yeah,
It'll be nice to have like one tag team on one channel, one show, and the other on the
as
other.
as much as I like them using that so they can be on both, shows, like depending on like Judgment Day makes a lot of sense because it's good to have them go back and forth. Um, so we have A Town Down Under, we have the Awesome Truth, we have the Judgment Day, Finn, and um, what's in? I just forgot.
Damien,
Damien
Finn and
Priest.
Damien.
Damien Priest.
Yeah,
Thank you. And then we also have DX showing up. I mean DIY. That was good. Tommaso
that was
Ciampa,
funny.
Johnny Gargano, the New Day, and then New Catch Republic. That's a lot of people to. Oh, whoops. Sorry, Jeff.
No worries.
There we go. That's a lot of people to introduce at once. But what did you think of this match?
I had no idea what to expect from this match. Ladder matches just inherently scare me because I'm like, that is a good way to get your arm broken or something. Like,
Yeah.
those are like crazy matches. And there were some spots in there that I was like, I don't know how you walk away from that. Like, like that one spot where like the ladder is clearly broken in the middle of the ring, and the refs are trying to stop Damian Priest from getting on top of the ladder, and he's just like, I know what I'm doing, kind of thing.
I was wondering why the ref, like, I made a note, like, what's going on? Like, the ref's clearly signaling, and then they go through with the spot.
Yeah.
And then they bring in another ladder. That was
yeah. And then he finally tosses out the ladder.
Yeah.
I had they made such a big deal about R-Truth not ever winning anything at WrestleMania that I was like, well, they're clearly going to win the titles. And I figured DIY was going to win the other ones. But I think that WWE likes if they're going to split titles, I think they like having a face win one and a heel win the other. So
I thought it was going to be New Catch, Republic, and then DIY on the Raw side, because that way the titles would still be on different brands, and I feel like all four of those guys are like Triple H guys, so like maybe get they also kind of made a big deal about DIY first time at WrestleMania, which hopefully means that they'll have more time. And then on the SmackDown side, all four of them are pretty young, so like I don't. Although New Day is in Raw, right? Yeah, New Day's from Raw.
New Day's Raw, yeah.
So yeah, I figured either way, but I think A-Town Down this will lead up to their eventual split because they've been planting those seeds. I think eventually when they lose the title. So yeah, I think they're gonna be great heels. I want to see them go on a match against Pretty Deadly.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Just heel on heel, but yeah, really good. I love that Waller, as soon as he got the title, he got thrown from the ring onto a table outside of the ring, and then that was it for him. I think that was the night, right? He won. They won the SmackDown.
Yeah, he took a ladder shot where the ladder, I don't know if it was a real ladder because the ladder looked like it buckled like at a certain spot. And I know a lot of this stuff they'll like cut little lines or something like that, and some of these things so they'll buckle a little bit easier. But he took where they threw him out of the ring onto a ladder that was laid crossways, and that thing looked so painful. And he made such a like guttural yell after hitting the thing. I was just like, that man's dead. Like he's out. But I'm glad that Awesome Truth won. I also feel like this is kind of the era of like, thank you for carrying us through the company. Like, here's your reward kind of thing. Because R-Truth is like one of those company guys that is just like, come in. He does what he does really, really well.
And people will get behind him. That's the thing, right? Like, it doesn't work if the people don't get behind. He was the only reason that the 24/7 title thing was bearable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad Truth got a win. I don't know that they'll hold the titles for long because I think both of them work individually a little bit better. Like this was I feel like they're gonna have maybe one more blow-off match with Judgment Day and then move on to their next feud, which hopefully maybe DIY like gets a title shot soon. I'm trying to think of other tag titles. There's plenty, right? There's the Creeds over a Raw. I know the Viking Raiders are kind of split up right now because one of them's injured. And then also New Day's always there to give us some good matches. So,
and you also have like some other like Street Profits are still floating out there, even though they're part of a group now, kind of sort of. They're
But they're
not
in
really
SmackDown,
like.
right?
Are they SmackDown? Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, they're in
I guess
SmackDown.
just generally like the tag. They feel like they're building the tag team division back
Oh,
up
for sure.
slowly. But yeah, yeah.
And they can always, it's always nice when they bring up NXT guys just to like
Mm-hmm.
for one thing. So that'd be cool way to gauge that. But yeah, good match, great spots. I think this really spelling out. I think it's even better than that Rhea won and then everyone else lost, because
Lost. Mm-hmm.
that'll even split up. Like Dom messed up multiple times, right? He went off to fight on his own and then he trusted Andrade, which kind of segues us into our next match anyway. So let's get into
Oh,
that
real
one.
quick,
Oh, sure.
I did like the little bit where Awesome Truth and DIY did find themselves in the ring at the same time, and they were like, "You just go for one, and we'll go
Yeah,
for the
yeah, yeah.
other."
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good bit. Yeah, that's a good little.
That's fun. All right. So next up we have Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom versus Rey Mysterio and Andrade.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Aguas Frescas, which I was like, wait a minute.
They know who the crowd is.
Yeah,
They're definitely pandering.
um,
I enjoyed this match. This one had shenanigans. This is the most shenanigan-y kind of match because you had people
even
jumping
through
out
the
of the
build up,
crowd.
I will
Yeah.
say now, I was expecting Carlito to cost them the match.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
And then give Dom his first win, and then they could even have a blow off match next WrestleMania, before Rey. I don't know. Rey still moves like he's never gonna retire, but I know he's eventually going to retire. So,
And it's kind
yeah,
of How old is he? He's got to be
I
what?
have no idea. He's got to be like late 40s, maybe, or yeah, late 40s, early 50s. So he was
I'm
pretty
gonna
young when
guess.
he started, so probably late 40s,
Yeah,
maybe mid 40s.
yeah. This was an okay match. I'm curious to see where they're going. I haven't really hooked on to these kind of like this storyline really.
Yeah,
I think it's harder to kind of since half of them wear masks. It's harder for me to kind of like, which is odd because I read superhero stuff all the time. But like, it's hard for me to connect with some of them. They're not a lot of personalities, kind of thing, and
yeah,
But I enjoy. I mean, like, I feel like the Rey versus Dominic kind of like center point that's been carried through for years now.
yeah.
Kind of helps it out. Also, having a big name like Andrade and Carlito and like all of these people coming back and being part of this kind of helps a lot. I was super pleased with the just for the history point when Andrade like revealed his true colors as being the face that he is. Like watching Zelina Vega go nuts, like that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was
Since
nice.
they had such a history together. Yeah, it was overall it was a pretty entertaining match. I thought that Dominic was going to win. I do also expect the Judgment Day to split up, but I thought that it would be like Dominic's like, look, I got my new friends over here, and we're winners. So when Jason Kelsey and the other guy jumped out of the stands, I was just like, okay, I see where this is going.
That was such a weird. When that happened, I was like, I guess Carlito's not gonna turn on him. Maybe he'll turn on him on the Raw after, now that everything's settled, or sorry, SmackDown, the next SmackDown.
Also, I don't know if it's a great look when you have like two NFL guys come out in the ring and like they dwarf everybody else in the ring, like all your professional wrestling. Like everybody, like even Andrade, who I always thought was like being a huge guy, is like so tiny compared to like
for sure. They had some good spots. We almost saw the belt again, but Rey got cut off. They do that. I think Del Toro does that spot where they sling him off of the ropes.
That's
to
cool.
fly. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, this rivalry could keep going. Maybe have another thing blow like do a full faction versus faction at SummerSlam, and that's where Carlito finally turns, right? Get Dragon Lee back involved. Or maybe Carlito turns on them and then Dragon Lee comes in to even the odds because he was taken out. It'll be like we'll get
Is he
that.
actually injured, I guess? Or was it just a way to get Andrade in?
I don't know. That's kind of the cool thing about like this new era. Like you don't know what's
You don't know
kayfabe
what's
and
what.
what's not, right? It's a little harder to tell.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there because I think that this could go all the way to SummerSlam and they could be big blow up like LWO versus Legato
yeah,
with all the pieces back in place. And maybe I was trying to think some kind of cool gimmick match, but um, the only one that would fit such a large crowd would be the War Games, but that's not until Survivor Series, so that's a long time to keep this rivalry going. So yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
Other than some kind of like street fight type of thing, but okay. All right. Let's see.
So
Other
what's
than
next?
Jason Kelsey loving to take off his shirt, we can move on.
Yeah,
The man just
he
can't
really
keep it
does.
on. All right. Next we have Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I gotta say, I think unfortunately this was my least favorite match of the night,
Same,
which
100%.
which sucks because like these two guys are so good, but I don't know. I don't
I
know.
I feel like part of the problem is that Rock and Roman have taken over the bloodline like storyline on whole to such a degree that this feels like an afterthought.
Yeah,
But this should have been like the emotional, like like the Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker, like
yeah,
you were supposed to be the chosen one kind of thing. Like I was expecting full on like brother versus brother tears, like don't make me do this to you kind of thing at the end of the match. And it just kind of like happened. And not that it was like they did some great spots and stuff, but I kind of expect that in a weird way. And then I was just like, I wanted way more emotion out of this match instead of just
yeah.
bloodline.
Same. I don't always need them to bring back others to all like old superstars, but like bringing in Rikishi for this for something it would have made
Yeah,
sense, right? Um,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. This one just didn't. So here's how I know if I'm interested in a match and how it's really going. So I like to read comic books while I'm watching wrestling. So depending on how much I take a break from reading, because some of these matches can go on for a little while, and then you have like all those
yeah,
long breaks and all the recaps, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get into some comic books. For this one, I didn't much look up. By the time I kind of paid attention back to the screen after their entrances, it was that spot where Jimmy was like, "Please don't hit me anymore" or something like that, right? And then
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they could have milked that a little bit more, and then have like Jimmy like hit him again, or I don't know. Like they didn't. I feel like they didn't get much out of that.
Yeah, I forget what I was doing lately, but yeah, I totally got distracted by something else during the middle of this match too, and I was like, it just did not hold me like I was kind of hoping it would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I also like there should have been again brother versus brother. This storyline has been brewing forever. Yeah, they should have had Rikishi, Solo, somebody out there. That was kind of
Right.
like
And maybe they can, like I said, this is one of the stories that they can kind of keep going as well too, if they want to.
mhm.
They can revisit it. Um,
I
and
mean, I'm
maybe
sure
have
there'll
a
be something tonight
yeah,
for
for sure. I mean, so yeah, something's gonna happen for sure. So all right, let's move on to a match that I don't think anyone had any like nobody thought this was gonna end a different way. We have the team of Damage Control versus Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. Um, I gotta say, probably two of the better entrances for the night. Both of them. Both of
I
them
w-
got really cool, intricate entrances.
yeah, I agree. Although I feel like the dancers for damage control probably could have had a bit more stage direction because there were times when they were like, "Are we doing this for the audience or for the cameras?" When they were waving the flags, they looked like they didn't know what they were quite
Yeah,
patterned.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Jade, Naomi, Bianca when they were standing on the raised platform, that was so awesome. The only thing I was really hoping to get, but we didn't get, was Jade doing some kind of storm cosplay. because she loves
Well,
doing Storm comes cosplay. And
yeah.
they kept referring to her like since she's been there. She's been like, a storm's coming, a storm's coming. And I know that they kind of low key will do cosplay, like some like Zelina Vega's big on doing some like low key cosplay stuff, and so is Alexa Bliss.
I mean, I think it was a combination. So I saw somebody online talk about this as like a Mortal Kombat homage from them, right? Like
Mhm.
Raiden and Kung Lao with the hat, like Naomi had that big hat. I don't really know who Bianca would be in Mortal Kombat because she had the Cyclops visor. So I'm
Yeah,
wondering if it was some kind of mix between X-Men because Jade had the Halle Berry storm hair from the movies, and then she also had like lightning going down, kind of like Raiden-ish. So I don't know,
yeah.
maybe it was some kind of mix. Not everything has to be a reference to something else. But
No,
yeah,
that's just what I
I
was
agree with you.
hoping.
I expected, yeah, I know they love it. I mean, she's done like She-Hulk, which I thought that was really cool uh,
That
in the past, but I,
was like X-Men '97 right there. Like she
yeah,
could have.
yeah.
Oh, if Jade had come out in like Storm's like punk rock gear, are you kidding me?
Naomi should have done Jubilee because she's also got the light up stuff, right? So like
See,
that would have worked out. And then Bianca like with the Cyclops thing. So
where's
um
Hurricane Helms when you need him?
exactly. Yeah, right. Um so this match, I don't think like I said, I feel like we all called too who was gonna take the pin, unfortunately, poor Dakota Kai. Uh
Yeah,
but it was good. This one was definitely entertaining. I like that the Kabuki Warriors kind of like they lost a little bit of their chemistry because they're like the most experienced tag team in the whole between everyone, right? They're the champions. So like,
yeah,
does this lead us to a Naomi Bianca challenging for the titles? I don't think Jade will stick around with the. I feel like she's kind of ready to start going on her own in singles and just start destroying people for a while.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but
Although
yeah,
depending on how like ready she is to like get in the ring, uh, I don't know. It may be advantageous to WWE to like kind of hide her a little bit in a tag team for a while she still
mhm.
kind of gets her feet under her. But it would be hard for her to. She's almost like the female version of almost like
Yeah,
where
yeah,
she's just like too big, like
or Braun
it's
Strowman,
almost
like when Braun
or Braun
Strowman walks
Strowman.
in, you're like the match is about to be over when he gets a tag, right?
Hmm.
Um, so
Yeah, so it's she's going to be interesting. I was a little afraid because the crowd seemed to kind of like sit on their hands at the beginning of this. Like I think everybody was waiting for Jade to get in there,
yeah,
but this is also kind of like it. I feel like the pace kind of slowed a little bit down. And then this is when also the announcers were talking about how cold it was. Like they were just like, "It is so cold in here." And so that's when I started to worry if the crowd would start to sit on their hands because they're just like, it's cold, it's
yeah.
late, and this is not like, whatever. But
It's
that,
cold, it's late. I'm in
kudos.
Philly.
I'm in Philly. Yeah. But kudos to that, like every performer, like they killed it. Like they were,
Yeah,
and then when Jade finally got in and she had huge pop and stuff like that. So it was great.
it was great. Yeah, hopefully we can keep this momentum going. They were great at the. If you haven't seen the press conference afterwards, you should definitely go check it out because they were like Naomi, Bianca, and Jade all they were there, but it was like they were more like hanging out, really,
Oh
like as
yeah.
opposed to taking a lot of questions. Yeah, and then the Roman one is he kicked somebody out of the conference. So
I saw
I
like little clips of it. I need to go back and watch. I think
you should.
is it all on Peacock?
This
I
year in
think
Peacock, and it's on YouTube as well. It's on their
on
YouTube, the
YouTube. Okay,
WWE YouTube channel. So it's
that's
worth
for
your
sure to watch
time
it.
for you get some really, and then you also get to see The Rock be interviewed. So like pretty good stuff. So before we move on to the final boss, let's talk about the match that I didn't really know where the hell it was gonna go.
Oh my gosh,
The
this thing.
Intercontinental Champion Gunther, the Ring General, versus Sami Zayn. Um, man, the whole
This was
start with like him telling his wife, telling his wife to like leave the kid in the back. I was like, this doesn't bode well for the outcome of this match.
Oh, I would. So initially, I had Gunther winning this match, and then when they did that Sami Zayn entrance where he's talking to his little kid, and then all this stuff, I was like, oh no, I'm out. Like I'm completely wrong. Sammy is 100% winning this match.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
Interesting.
And this was for me. This was the match of the night. I did not expect this match. Like I didn't know what this match was going to be. Uh, I know both of them are amazing performers. I know that there was some like when Sammy won the right to go face the Intercontinental. I know a lot of people wanted Chad Gable to win that, and Sammy was probably like in real life a little hurt that the
Yeah,
crowd kind of turned on him a little bit.
yeah,
Uh,
that makes sense.
Again, I go back to I think this is a new era where we're kind of rewarding people for like their hard work and effort. So last year, Sammy really took the company on his back and like carried kind of like the bloodline storyline
Oh,
forward.
so good. I
And
still
so
watch
I
that when it comes up on TikTok. Like I'll just sit there and watch it because it was so good.
yeah, and I just it was so good, and I think that this was his reward for it. And as the match went on, I was just like, yeah, I 100% want Sammy to win this. I
Yeah, me
thought that,
too. Me too.
yeah,
I,
and
only
I'm sure he's going to go forward and face Chad Gable, who's like looking to
yeah,
challenge him next.
and I didn't want Gunther to lose because I don't like Gunther. I wanted Gunther to lose so he can move on and be like get his road to a title, like a bigger title.
Yeah,
Um, he did such an amazing job, like lifting like that's one of the things that's really been working for the past however long he's had the title, the Intercontinental Championship. It feels it feels big. It
yeah, it
feels
feels really
like
important.
and then like oh we are on it now, like this is it. So yeah, I it was a great match. I like I said, I didn't know how I was gonna finish because Gunther took it's almost like he took no damage until he took all the damage, right?
Yeah, hmm
So poor when Sammy started squirming around in the ring and like Gunther never goes up to the top rope and he did it twice because like he had that much time and he kept talking to Sammy's wife over on the side and stuff.
oh
Um
yeah.
it was it was so good to see though. Those hula kicks coming out of nowhere. Such a cool move.
And I didn't really pay attention to Gunther until he got into the main roster. So I can't remember what his name was before when he was at NXT.
Walter?
Walter.
Yeah. Which funny it's funny because Mercedes Moné has a like they both sample the same song or like the or at least at one point like his whole team I think.
hmm
So when she came on the scene I was like, Walter, what's going on? Like when you hear the intro. So but yeah, he was
But he's turned into a great heel. Like he's learned some mic skills. I don't know if he had them before or not, but like the whole time that he was like yelling at Sammy's wife, like again, I was just like, oh, Sammy's definitely winning, but they are playing this to like
yeah.
like they're taking this to 11.
I almost wonder he's gotta win something at the pay-per-view that they're doing over in Germany. Um
Yeah. So when is that?
I think that's
Is it?
before SummerSlam, from here to SummerSlam at some point. So in the
I
next
wonder
few
if
months.
he's not going to be like in a contenders match of some sort to go
Oh,
on the face.
maybe that would work. Oh, that would make sense. Then put him up in SummerSlam.
hmm
But I feel like I don't want him to lose. Like I don't know. I wish there was one more title so that like I know we have too many titles already, but I almost wish that there was one more title. So I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah,
He could steal the Rock's People's Champion belt now.
for sure. Oh, he can make up his own title, like the like Taz with the FTW title.
Yeah.
Um,
The
yeah,
Imperium title.
but that was great. Sammy got, of course, people were like, I feel like anybody that was like, with the weather and all that, feeling down. Once Sammy won, I feel like that kind of gave everybody a boost to set them up
Yeah.
ready. So actually, this was probably a pretty good way to place the card. Now that I'm looking at the order, because that way, unfortunately the lowest match is the Usos that kind of stayed in right in the middle
hmm
of the show, so it had time to kind of build back up. Jade and that match get people going again. Then Sammy and Gunther. So yeah. All right. Anything else on the Intercontinental Championship? I know probably Chad's gonna call in that favor.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
Yeah.
that
And
goes.
I'm excited to see where both of these characters, the storyline goes from here. Yeah.
I wonder if Chad's gonna like completely turn heel to win that championship, like just because he has no other alternative. Um,
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I kind of because he still has like Alpha, like he's kind of split a little bit from the Alpha Academy a little bit during the
Yeah.
storyline.
Well, my
I
team's
don't,
over
I
there
don't know.
getting bullied by Candace. So one last thing on this one, I did love that before Sammy went in the ring, KO was there, like
Yeah,
waiting to hype him up. Like, come on, he's give him a good slap. You go with a championship. So I
I mean,
almost,
literally that whole like "this is your life" kind of moment
yeah,
for
yeah.
Sammy right before the thing. That's what, yeah, that's 100% where I was like, he's gonna win, but he's gonna get his ass beat during
We'll
like.
we'll talk about predictions soon, but I almost want KO to win so that both Sammy and KO can have like Sammy could even come out,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So all right. Last match, of course, the final boss, the big battle, the most unexpected tag team championship in all of WrestleMania history, I think. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns and The Rock. Talk to
This
me, Jack.
felt this felt old school attitude. He kept talking about it, attitude era, like all hell breaking loose in the ring.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining. The Rock is doing his best to become a full on heel in real life, I guess, it's according to some people, and
Yeah. You
in
know, I gotta
wrestling.
say too, like The Rock looked really fit. For a lot of his movies, he bulks up,
Yeah.
but he looked like he slimmed down and trimmed down to like just you got to be able to maintain like this was a long one, probably the longest match of the night
Mm-hmm.
overall. Maybe yeah, even I felt longer than the ladders match for sure, and that one had 12 people in it. But yeah, I think he looked good. Playing off the heel, Mama Road sitting in the first row. Um, so yeah, everything, all the pieces were there. For the longest entrances that like all of these guys have super long entrances, so that
Yeah.
definitely
Oh,
added to the
I
hype.
100% took the dogs out to the bathroom during the entrance part.
Oh yeah, because they didn't outside of the Rock. I feel like the really big elaborate entrances are gonna happen tomorrow, right, or tonight,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? Seth definitely. With I don't know how he walks around with all the stuff that he wears. It's not uncanny to me. Um, but yeah, The Rock was really cool. Like I like this whole video game final boss theme that's going on.
I
Uh,
wonder what Becky and Seth's closets look like. Like, do they get
it's
to
gotta
keep all
be like
those things?
they probably have it in the guest house. That's so much like there's just not enough space
Just, yeah, because each
because
one of those things got to be like,
yeah,
at least 3 feet of space just hanging on the
they
ground.
they both wear so many things that kind of like stick out and like take up so much room, right? So yeah,
They have like mannequins set up like Iron Man or Batman, like with just all their costumes like up against the
I
wall.
mean they are Batman and the Joker, so that makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
Um, But this was great. It started off slow. I think the slow payoff to getting The Rock to come in, and then like I said, the teases of like a people's elbow and like all the old moves that we want to see. Um, I really
It's such
also
a
go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say, I guess during the build up, it didn't really like, even though they kept saying and stuff, it didn't really dawn on me until they were the beginning of the match when it was like, this is Seth versus Roman, which was also one of the things where they were like, hey, we're gonna get Seth versus Roman during WrestleMania. And I was like, this is a huge match. Like
Yeah,
all possible combinations of of these four is just like super
I mean,
intense, you know?
yeah, you could build a WrestleMania around these guys all having different matches with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and it would still be probably like, oh, that was pretty fucking good. Like you
Yeah.
can have The Rock and Cody, you can have The Rock and Seth, you can have The Rock and Roman, you can have Cody and all the other, like any combination of these four guys right now
Yeah.
is just it'd be incredible. Now, I guess for The Rock coming back, I think The Rock will definitely get a singles match in the future. But for coming back after not having an actual match for so long, the tag team definitely makes sense, right? That
Mm-hmm.
Roman can
Mm-hmm.
carry a lot of the, which is interesting because Roman also doesn't wrestle a lot. So like both of these guys, but yeah, it was great stuff. I love when they start splitting off and The Rock tells the ref, "If you keep counting, you're fucking fired."
But that was smart. I mean, that's so. This is the small thing that I love about the WWE is that like they're like, well, let's cover ourselves instead of just being like, why didn't the ref count, so that people can like all over the internet chatter about it for the next 48 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Literally, they just are just like, hey, don't count us out. And so we
Yeah.
can go fight around the ring. And it
The
just makes
ref,
perfect sense.
the ref, like losing my job in this economy. I don't think so. Come on,
Right.
Tony.
It 100% gives them permission for shenanigans
Right.
for the rest of the match, you know?
Yeah. So that was really good. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I feel like it was part of me really wanted Seth and Cody to win, to just have a clean win against Roman.
Mhm.
But then that eliminates a lot of the surprises that are probably going to happen tonight too. So like, I'm okay with either result. Um, yeah, I think this was fine. Like the result was fine either way. I think it would have been okay. So
Yeah, I think that we would have. I also think that that bit with The Rock saying, if you count out, you're fired, and then talking about how he's on the board of directors and he can basically do whatever he wants, also led credence to like, this match could go either way and it doesn't matter.
yeah,
Tonight, we're still getting, you know,
yeah, you still got the Rock
bloodline
for
rules.
WrestleMania
Yeah,
40.
because they can do whatever they want, basically.
Yeah, but
So, but I did expect that we would get bloodline rules tonight, no matter what.
yeah,
So,
same. Yeah, because even if Cody had won, like the Rock could have done like the board voted. We're still doing
yeah,
bloodline rules or something, or
yeah,
or
exactly.
or it could do the same thing. Like you know how they turn those matches into like, this is now a no DQ match or whatever. So
Yeah,
they
exactly.
do
Mid
that
match,
also.
you know.
So, uh, yeah, it was great. So many. Cody loves doing cutters off the ropes, and they look so cool every time.
Yeah.
No matter who's taking it and how they're taking it. I think they did a combo thing where like Seth sent Roman into one of the cutters. That was really cool, and then the double pedigree, which was
Yeah.
also like, which reminds me, I forgot to mention this earlier on when in the 6-man match, Gargano did a Sweet Chin Music, and Ciampa did like the weirdest pedigree ever. Like
I
it
feel
wasn't
like
a pedigree, but
I think Damien picked up too hard or something.
yeah,
Like
it looked weird. I was like,
I
I
remember
know it's
Triple
supposed to be.
H like saying, he goes, here's the thing, when you take a pedigree, you need to kick your legs out and not up. Because if
Yeah,
you kick your legs up, you're going to land on the crown of your head. If
right.
you keep your legs out, like, he can guide you down. And so I feel like Damien kicked his legs up, and then Ciampa had to kind of like hold it for a
He didn't
bit so
want
he
to
could
smack.
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he can kind of like get Damien like safely down.
yeah.
But it did look a little bit weird.
But we digress. Back to
Yeah.
the yeah. It just that spot reminded me of the other, like 3 pedigrees in one night by 3 different people. Very interesting.
We're the Triple H era.
That's right. But yeah, this was good, and of course the like at the end, you know, we have The Rock and Roman standing tall. There is one spot where Roman speared The Rock by accident.
That was great.
There's obviously a lot of buzz online that The Rock is
Mhm.
he is the final boss, but is Cody the one playing the game, or is Roman the one playing the game, right?
Yeah.
We'll find out tonight. So yeah. Anything else on this match?
No, it was good. It was really good. I didn't know what to expect, but I got everything that I wanted out of it. It was very the storyline moved forward. Cody looked completely dejected by the end of it, and I'm excited to see what happens tonight as we segue into our predictions for
Yep.
tonight's
So
night 2.
all right. I think night 2 looks a little bit less jam packed. Looks like there's only gonna, well, I mean, it's 6 matches. There's still, so what is that? One less? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, looks like there's one less match. So there's probably going to be a little bit of surprises. Let's start with, unfortunately, the one that I care about the least. And this sucks, but you know, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. Like, I like everyone involved in this. I just have, yeah, I
This
just
is
don't
dope.
really much care for either, like for this whole build up. Like I haven't really, it feels like they kind of rushed to put it together. So like I'm not as invested in as all the other matches.
As far as factions go, like aside from the Bloodline and
Judgment Day.
Damian Priest, Judgment Day. Like, there's not a lot of like super factions,
Yeah,
I guess, out there, and so like I feel like this is kind of a because you get the feeling that both Bloodline and Judgment Day are about to break up. So they're like, maybe they're like, we need new factions to kind of come over and take over.
yeah.
Maybe this is their way of pushing that. But I'm with you. I don't really care about this. This feels like a great like Raw, match
Yeah.
or like whatever. I don't know.
You could
I
have done
guess
this
not
on
Raw.
SmackDown building up to this. Now, obviously,
Yeah,
they want to get as many people into this as possible, but it almost feels like I almost wished we would have seen the Andrew the Giant Battle Royal thing instead of this one, and then
yeah.
you could have done this at SmackDown. But I'm not gonna. I expect great entrances from Bobby and the Street Profits because they have like both of them have pretty cool entrances on the regular. And I don't know. I guess I just never really been a big fan of the Authors of Pain.
Yeah, I don't really have, again, I don't really have a connection in, like, they're all awesome, but I
Yeah,
don't.
I like
I
Karrion
kind of
Kross.
miss the old
Yeah,
Street Profits too, like with all the
yeah.
cups falling down from the sky and stuff. Like, they were
So
fun.
I want Karrion Kross to just destroy guys and just like go through them, wreck them, shot. But I don't think he needs a faction to do that. But we'll see. Maybe this could be they could be building to something. Maybe they're missing one piece or something, and then that'll click into place.
I also feel like this is kind of a no-win situation because neither of these groups. I feel like both of these groups are kind of mid-card, like
Yeah.
fodder, I guess. So none of them feel dominant yet,
Here's
and
what I
so
think they
whoever
should do.
loses
Yeah.
will continue to feel that way. Yeah.
I think what they should do is have the Final Testament win, and then this is like the thing that says to Bobby, like, or either Bobby or the Street Profits. If you want to turn the Street Profits face again, or like back to their old gimmick, this could be the thing that kind of like, sorry, Bobby, this isn't working out. We're leaving. Or
Mhm.
Bobby turns on them, and then maybe they bring. I like the hurt. What is it?
Hurt
The hurt.
Business.
The hurt business. I like them a lot more.
Yeah,
Um,
I kind of want them to be like Hurt Business was cool because
it,
they were dominant. There was something like cool about them.
You have MVP doing like the mouthpiece stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Sheldon Benjamin's not in the company anymore. But I think they were at some event together for sure over the weekend. I saw them all on the stage. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
see.
Okay.
We'll see. But if that's the case, so I'm taking Final Testament. I guess to all that to say because we do have a prediction. I'm taking Final Testament.
I'll take Final Testament too. I think it's better when heels win.
Okay. All right. Next we have the most crime-ridden match in the last few months: AJ Styles versus LA Knight. Another match that to me feels like you didn't build it up enough. Like you're really just counting on how much we like both of these guys. Um, so yeah,
They
I don't.
have worked real hard in the last couple of weeks to build this up, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, even at that interview over the weekend, like where you're not supposed to have any contact or anything. Like yeah, LA Knight has been ruthlessly hounding AJ.
I do like this. It's a little silly, but I like this kind of pivot into let's go backstage to where this thing happened earlier this week. And it's just like, it's so in my head, I just imagine them like, it's like filming a movie or whatever, where they're like,
Yeah.
okay, Becky, run in and, beat the crap out of, Rhea in the middle of this interview kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I enjoy how they're doing it. You see it more and more and more, like where they're just like, it's not even like we're going backstage, but we're going to this thing that happened earlier and someplace else.
Nice.
They're using Pat McAfee and his program and stuff. Like they're going all over,
Yeah.
Kayfabe is going crazy.
Kayfabe baby is back. All right.
I agree with you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I agree with you. This match, again, it doesn't feel like a WrestleMania match totally, or it feels like an opening card match. I guess I'm excited for it. I guess I don't know. It'll be. I expect it'll be a good match, but
yeah,
nothing.
I think this one I'm going with LA Knight just because I don't want him to lose his momentum. Like AJ is so solidified that he could turn face again. He could do whatever. He can go back with the club. I think they're still around.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't think he loses anything by losing this match, and you could have LA Knight get his first WrestleMania win, and then
Mhm.
keep building him up, right? Because whoever comes out champion out of, out of Roman and Cody, and also out of Seth and Drew, like they're gonna need opponents, and you need people that are up there, and LA Knight could be one of those guys. So
Yeah, yeah. They also are both good for like those mid card belts, US or Intercontinental.
yeah, okay. Who do you got? So who do you got? LA Knight or AJ?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Well, just because you went LA Knight, I'm gonna say AJ.
All right, they don't want none. That's what they say. All
That's
right,
right.
next up we have the WWE United States Championship match in a triple threat. Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, who seem to be Randy and Kevin are working pretty well up until this Friday. I thought
Mhm.
when there was gonna be like Kevin accidentally punches Randy, or Randy accidentally RKO's Kevin or something. You can never trust Randy though, so like this is gonna be very interesting.
I love this match. Also, I would say this about I'm choosing AJ Styles because we're both flat earthers.
Oh
It's
boy.
a joke. I'm just kidding. Well, one of us is,
I'm gonna
but not
flip
me.
this out of context. You're welcome.
Look it up. Uh,
Don't
speaking
look
of,
it
I
up,
think
please.
I love Randy and Kevin. Like they're both just grizzled veterans that know exactly what they're doing. And Logan is so good at being uh,
Sorry, Leonard came in
WWE
the chat.
hates redheads.
I don't know.
Uh,
I mean, Sammy won. He's also redhead, so
that's true. We haven't seen what's his name? The gosh, my brain just went nut blank. With the mohawk,
I
red
don't know who
hair.
you're referring to.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, uh, what were we talking about?
Oh, the US United States Championship. Logan
Oh yeah,
Paul.
Logan Paul is great. Heel. Definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I've never seen anybody take to wrestling as fast as he has.
I hope he gets thrown into that prime stand that is next to the ring
100%
for
he's
no
going to.
reason. For no reason. Like, what are the wrestlers like taking a break in the middle of the
Just take it. Some of them were. They were just taking sips of prime and spitting it on each other's faces and stuff.
Oh, I don't know what prime is. I don't want to try it. I don't know.
It's I saw it all over the grocery store yesterday.
Oh boy.
I think gosh, this was a hard one to figure out because I feel like it's maybe time for Logan to drop the title and go on to other things.
I think Logan loses for sure.
But I don't know who wins. I feel like I like your idea of Kevin winning, and so that he and Sammy both have titles
Yeah.
because they both have a parallel. I also, again, going back to my I feel like this is a time where we pay off people for being, great company guys. So it makes sense for Randy to win it, kind of because I feel like
Well,
this might be like Randy's last hurrah for the next couple of years or whatever. Like this might be
here's
his last round.
here's what I'll say, I guess, as far as my prediction. I think Kevin wins, and then Randy feuds with him after this. Logan Paul probably is going to go away for a little while, maybe come back for the Saudi show or something. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Kevin wins. He gets a nice moment again at WrestleMania, and then builds up for Randy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Randy also wants because he's kind of talked about a little bit about retiring. In
Yeah, I
the
mean,
at some
I'm
point in the
surprised.
future.
I'm glad, but surprised that he was able to come back from that last injury. Right, he was out for a
Yeah,
while. So okay. So did you make a pick?
I'm just gonna go with your pick
Okay,
with Kevin.
gotcha. This isn't as exciting if we keep agreeing, Jeff.
I know. Well,
You
that's why
got
I
to
went
be
with
heel.
AJ.
You got to turn heel.
I,
Midstream. You got to turn heel.
I don't want Logan to win because I really want to see him team up with Dom at
Yeah,
some point in the future.
yeah, that
I
makes
just want
sense.
to see them to be hated, most booed tag
I
team grouping.
I will say this: if Logan Paul wins, he should definitely form a faction with A Town Down Under.
Oh, 100%.
They work so
100%.
well. Like
They do work really good
they're
together.
all young, cocky douchebags, and it makes so much sense. So that'd be really cool. Um, all right, next we have the WWE Women's Championship match. See how's different. How's I don't know what the difference is between the name of the titles and between SmackDown and whatever. So we have Io Sky versus Bailey. Uh,
There's no way Bailey doesn't win this.
there is no way. Now, do you think there's going to be shenanigans leading up to it, or in
I
it?
think there'll be shenanigans. Well, these are my predictions. We're going to see the return of the Bailey buddies.
No. What? You think so?
I think we're going to see the return of the Bailey buddies.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
They're gonna
I
run
think
in.
Bailey. Yeah, yeah. That's the shenanigans. Here's the
So,
damage
okay.
control run
Here's
in,
here's the
and then
spot. Here's
just
the
like
spot. Bailey's about to win, and the damage control music plays. They're about to run in, and then the Bailey buddies rise up from the stage to stop damage control from rushing the ring.
and it'll be just like when Sasha Banks made her debut with AEW. Like Sasha Banks will be there, but she'll be in a Bailey buddy costume, and nobody will know it's her.
She'll be in
So
a Bailey buddy costume, but she's got you know that whatever that piece of wood that Bailey used to like it was like a wood with a nail at the end of it or something.
oh yeah.
It'll be somebody dressed up in a Bailey buddy outfit with one of those holding it, stopping them from going into the ring.
Yeah. I do love the idea that they come out and then just Bailey buddies just go out in front of them. We can't get around the Bailey buddies. Yeah, I expect Bailey to win this one.
Yeah, same here. I think she's definitely earned it. She gave us not only one of the coolest factions for women in a long time, just overall coolest faction, but also one of the coolest stories because this is kind of like Sammy and the Bloodline all over again, right? She put all her soul and heart into this, and she just wanted her and her friends to take over WWE, and then these other women came and then kicked her out. Can't trust Dakota Kai ever. Like that's just what she does. She just turns on you. Like go watch her NXT runs. So all right, cool. Next we have the World Heavyweight Championship match, which is insane that we're doing both of them on the same night. World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins, the beat up bum back, that poor man, versus Drew McIntyre, who is probably the biggest asshole on the internet right now.
He's so good at it.
But it's so good.
God. It always astounds me how like it takes some people like years to kind of figure out who their character is, and then it just clicks just like that, and it just happens.
I don't know how Drew personally feels about CM Punk, but I hope he's a little thankful that this is all heat from CM Punk that he was able to like grab onto and just like stoke the fires, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And
he's playing like a smart bad guy. Like he's not like a bad guy, but he's like one of those bad guys who's like, I think I'm doing right, like one of those really interesting kind of bad guys.
The whole funeral thing that he did on Raw last week, it's insane. It's good stuff.
Well, when he came out and like for the presser, like on Friday, and he like chastised the crowd for being like, he goes, "Don't talk to the wrestlers using their government names, and like don't carry those belts that you buy. Stop wearing them," like kind of thing. Like he's so good. He's so good. I totally expect him to win.
The accounting department at WWE was like, hold on, but those affect the bottom line, Drew.
Easy.
Although it's smart because then people will go out and buy them even harder.
Yeah.
I think I'll let you go first with your prediction, but I think we're both probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's Drew. I think Drew, again, this is one of those things where I feel like they're giving Drew kind of what he deserves.
Yep.
And he wins it. He finally, and they're going to say it a million times, he finally wins the championship in front of a crowd because last time he won, it was in an empty stadium or whatever. And again, I think we're probably going to see a little bit of a break for both Seth and Becky post WrestleMania.
I agree. I mean, that makes perfect sense. They both take a break, give us a little bit of time to miss them, which I love them regardless. Like I think they're so good. Like this is probably my favorite era of Seth as well. Um, so yeah, because it's like you want. It's like he's such a. I love the whole living. What's it called? What does the Rock say? Like personified clown emoji. Like
Mhm.
yeah, but like in a fun way though. Like it makes sense.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
He's
totally.
that. So yeah, I think Drew's definitely gonna exploit that knee injury from yesterday or from yesterday. So like, and it's Drew. It's his time. It's due. Uh, they haven't announced it, but hopefully he did resign with the company. So like, hopefully this is
Yeah.
kind of part of it. So
They also the only wild card in this for both these matches going forward, although I don't think there's so much shenanigans with the Bloodline match. I don't think is Damian Priest. Is what do we still do with Damian Priest and his Money in the Bank thing? Because this feels like a time where they would use it, especially with the Judgment Day coming off getting beat last night. Um, but I don't think you would want to mess up Drew getting the title, and I don't think you want to mess
right.
up Cody getting the title. So I don't know what you do with that. I don't know, and I don't know if you burn Damien's chance with the
He
thing
has
where
he has until
sometimes
the next Money in the Bank, right, to cash it.
yeah, it's got a full year contract.
So he's still
So I
that's
don't I don't
still
know.
a couple of months, I think, a few months still. Because the next one, I think we have the Germany pay per view. We have the yeah, Money in the Bank isn't right after WrestleMania. There's one other thing I think. So there's time. There's time for.
Yeah.
But yeah, like how long is either Cody or how long is Cody's run or how long is Drew's run if he wins? Like I guess whoops, revealed my pick, Carly. Uh, so all right, let's move on to the final match then. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. What a long title for no goddamn reason. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Bloodline Rules, whatever that entails.
So I here's what I want. Here's the surprise that I'm expecting like a bunch of run-ins. Maybe we'll see Stone Cold. Maybe we'll see John Cena, who I would love to see if they can get away with it. And I'm hoping that they're working like crazy behind the scenes is to see Dustin Rhodes, at least in the stands or something. I'm going to go out early and just say I'm assuming Cody's going to win, but I would
There,
love to see Dustin there.
there's no way. Both companies are being so petty with each other right now.
You think? I don't know. They let Bailey kind of go over and see.
They
I
didn't.
feel like they. I feel like they allowed. They were just like try not to get caught too much. But since they put out like their TikTok and stuff, where they were just like, "Don't be suspicious." I don't know if you saw that, where they were all
Yeah, yeah,
getting
yeah,
ready
yeah.
and putting on the thing.
I
So
just
I feel
feel
like they
like
had just enough of a like do it, but don't like try not to get caught on their
now
TV.
I will say if AEW wanted to take the higher road and like just kind of keep doing their own thing, they would let his brother go back, right? Because that
Yeah,
like they would just without any, without mentioning it or anything, like just let it be a normal thing. I think that would be great.
yeah.
Um, now
Like,
I think
don't get involved. Don't jump in the ring or anything like that. Just
right.
stay in their thing.
Is it Tomatonga that's also out there as a free agent now? It's one of the other somebody else that's related to all these guys
Yeah,
is out there. Um,
Nia
y-
Jax.
yesterday, yeah, it's Nia. Nia Jax runs in, she takes out Cody. I did it for The Rock. That's always the excuse. I did it for that whole family. Just I did it for The
Did it
Rock,
for my cousin, The Rock.
right? Um, but I think, um, yeah, I think that'd be interesting if they do get somebody else. Like I said, I think we were talking about it during our last live stream. We have that whole Avengers Assemble moment that could happen with John Cena and Steve Austin coming in to take out the Bloodline. Um, so stop them from make this a fair fight, really, not
Yeah,
to, so. But yeah, I think Cody wins as well. Well deserved, hopefully. We're gonna be very upset if he doesn't finish this goddamn story.
yeah. Honestly, I don't like it. Would totally undercut anything that he does from there going forward. Uh, I know there's been people that are like, Roman's got to beat Hulk Hogan's record, and then people are like, but that's just the third one, and there's no way. I don't know who the first one is. Is it Bruno Sammartino? I don't know who number
Yeah,
one is.
they were so long back then because
Yeah,
like they didn't do weekly stuff back in the day,
it was
right?
just
So
crazy. Yeah, so I think it's time for Roman to drop it, and plus he's obviously got his stuff going forward with The Rock or whatever. You
yeah.
know, like
Somebody at the press conference asked The Rock yesterday, like, do you think we'll have any big surprises for this match? It was somebody named Emily because The Rock even asked her. Like, oh, that's a good question there, but all I can tell you is that there's going to be big surprises. So,
I mean, I want like Big Bird to run in. Like I want insanity.
right, the Swedish Chef.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, who's the Muppet that says Philly the most? I
Oscar
think,
the Grouch.
yeah, I feel like he says New York more. I don't know,
But he's green. He's green. He's Philly
oh,
green.
just bring in the Philly fanatic. You don't need,
Yeah, bringing the Philly fanatic. Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
He's
There
kind
you
of a
go.
Muppet. Um, here's the other thing I'm thinking, and this is not related to this match at all. What if Drew loses, and then that's when you can have Damian cash in on like a beat up, and then you set up Drew and
Damien.
Damian. That could be the only other alternative, but I almost want, like, I really want Drew to just take this clean. Well, I mean, as
I
clean
feel
as he
like
can do it.
I feel like you got to give Drew just the clean
Yeah,
win. Just give him his moment to kind of like raise the belt and do his like thing that he does.
raise the bell with
I
a
just
sword.
wish he would stop coming. Yeah, it's the sword. I'm just like, what are you going to do with the sword? Kill the guy? Come on. Quit bringing the sword to the ring.
Those they can be blunt, used as blunt objects. You hit it with the
Break
fire.
his hand.
All right. Anything else? Anything else you hope to see at WrestleMania Night 2? We'll definitely see the Hall of Famers. I think.
Yeah, I'm just excited for all the surprises because there were not a lot of surprises last night, and I'm hoping that we get some big surprises tonight.
I almost
Run-ins, stuff like
feel
that.
like this is also like Triple H's thing is now like we're gonna let the wrestling do the cool stuff, right? Do the heavy lifting. Let's not rely on like gimmicks or outside people. You know, you had the one thing with the football players. You had Lil Wayne come into the stage with Jay, but that was really more part of their entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, it won't be as cold. Although I did see on TikTok that they have heaters right above the ring, but I mean that those are pretty high and they can't be that much help because the announcers were still pretty cold. Like they would not
I
stop
was
talking about how
wondering.
cold it was.
I'm like, they've got to have heaters somewhere, but they can't have them like ringside. I'd imagine it'd be like, even though these guys are throwing each other through ladders and whatnot, I would imagine having heaters like at ringside would probably be way more dangerous than like because they could like brush up against them and get burned or whatever. So yeah,
And then
I
when you
was
go fight
curious
into
about
the
that.
crowd, there's no heater there when you go
There's
fight
no
into the
heater
crowd,
there.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's so weird. I wonder if this going forward, like they're like, we're gonna need to start paying more attention to like where we're doing these on inside or outside stadiums, like and stuff like that. How gritty. Yeah, there we go.
Grady comes in to fight the Philly Fanatic. That's the match I want to see on the pre-show.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I think we did it, Jeff. I'm thinking maybe Tuesday or Wednesday evening we could do like a post WrestleMania, like Raw 2, something like that, follow up, just to kind of talk about
Sure.
everything. So yeah, we'll stay tuned for that. Let us know your predictions down in the comments, and please enjoy and have a great rest of your WrestleMania weekend. We're very excited. So thanks for everybody that was in the chat. Sebastian giving us the Motionless in White. That's the name of that band. Which go listen to them. They're actually, if you're into that kind of music, it's actually pretty good. So all right, take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.